Furia are fantastic, and I don't think anyone expected this roster to be this good when it first came about. Okay, today, they beat the Mongols 2-0. It was a solid win, but look at these stats. Molodoi, crazy numbers. Keserato, crazy numbers. That's kind of expected. Yakindar looking great. Yuri, this guy used to be, at periods of time, the best player on Furia. He can just have a 1.02 rating now, and they can cruise to victories. It has been such a fun story, and Counter-Strike, I think it's often low-key a game for haters, okay? You've seen on this channel, there's a good amount of negativity, but I'm actually a positive person, I promise, okay? For the most part, I am a positive person, and I'm going to show more of that, okay? So you look at the lineup, and I'm not going to lie, it's been such a crazy glow-up for this lineup. Seriously, most people would kill for this kind of glow up, okay? Not Hawker CS fans, though. Not more Hawker subscribers, because as soon as you subscribe, you obviously become the sexiest in your group of friends. So you guys don't need the glow up, but most people would kill for a glow up like Furia have had. And you look at the stats since this lineup has been put together. Keserato still killing it, but that was to be expected. Molodoi, they have plucked out of nowhere, and he has been one of the best AWPers in the world. He is one of the best AWPers in the world right now, and apparently he was just sitting playing online CS, and for some reason no one took notice. So that is an insane pickup. Yakindar, back to good stuff. He's looking really solid. Yuri's doing decently, and then Fallen on the rifle is actually not even that bad. There are a lot of in-game leaders that are worse than this, right? And this is the crazy part about it. I have never seen a team with more question marks that has like ticked off all the boxes, okay? This team, when it was first announced, it had more question marks than My Choice and Women, okay? Any goth girls out there, hit me up, you know, I'm ready. But you know what I mean? Like, seriously, this team, basically everything about it had question marks, right? Other than Keserato. But actually, the question mark for Keserato was people were questioning whether he'd stick around because they thought this lineup made no sense and that he was wasting his time on Furia. That is genuinely what people thought, okay? But the other question marks were, who the hell is Molodoi? How's he going to do on LAN? Is he any good whatsoever? How is he going to communicate with the team? Yakindar was the similar situation, communication-wise, but also, he just come off the back of that Liquid stint where, frankly, he looked pretty awful at times and looked lost at times. And you could see he was trying to make his plays, and it just looked like he was making dumb plays because it didn't clearly work within the team. They hadn't figured out how to use him, and he has to be a very active player, but that clearly didn't work. And then Yuri, I think it was just a question mark of like, you know, is he going to be just a decent player? Like, what's he going to do? What's his role on this team when you bring Yakindar in? He's just slotted in and just kind of let Yakindar be way more active, right? And that's worked out. And then there was obviously the question mark of, is Fallen going to be any good as a rifler? Is he going to be any good, or is he just going to be absolute poo-poo? And you know what? These numbers are actually fine, right? I think when you watch the game, he can still have those moments, and Fallen always has this weird ability, even when his mechanics have not looked like they're that good as he gets older. He always has this weird ability to come in with some pretty impactful rounds. And I also think he does a pretty good job at, I guess, like, hiding himself is the way I'd put it, so that it's not as important, right? And there were questions here because, do you guys remember when Cadian switched to the rifle? Look at these numbers, man. Look at this. What's this? It's like 0.69. That's the funny number. But also, that's only 10 maps. So, you know, it got a little bit better, but like he was always below a 0.90 rating when he switched to the rifler on Liquid. So, yeah, there are a lot of questions about this team. And also, the big one was the communication and the culture clash just felt crazy. Like, even if these players were good and playing, you know, well, just raw aim-wise, how the hell is this team going to function and actually be any way decent, right? But somehow it is. And honestly, so cool. It's so cool. And they are now one of the most fun teams to watch, and everyone loves watching them. I think everyone is rooting for this Furia team. And to be honest, they are the team that you look at going into the major that I say, if you're playing them in like a quarterfinal, you're terrified because they can absolutely beat you. They have all these like weird little tricks. They have all this little tactical nuance, but also they just have the raw skill. Now, obviously, ahead of the game against Falcons, Yakindar had to bloody jinx them, didn't he? Yakindar on facing Falcons. Monacy is great, but we've got Molodoi. Nico or Kiyosuke are great, but we have Keisarato, right? He had to bloody jinx it. So now we get to see if they can even counteract the jinx, right? If they can do that, then it's next level. Let's start with some clips, though. And obviously, everyone's been talking about Molodoi, and this clip specifically, this ace.
Oh, they have an idea in mind. Boost up for Molodoi, killed him.
And something that's impressed me, definitely, is Molodoi's ability to switch up his positioning. Considering he's a rookie, he switches up his spots a lot, and I have to assume that having Fallen there is helping with that. I'm sure he is helping a lot to develop this guy.
Delivered and controlled.
Did.
Oh, and he's in the right place again.
Quickly knows exactly what to do.
Thank you very much. Boosted.
Oh, and he's in the right place again. Round the corner, Molodoi with a blinder, and that's why they give him the AWP. It's all Molodoi.
He's just so consistent with his shots, and he's like surprisingly quick on the AWP as well. I didn't think he was going to be super quick as an AWP, but he is.
He's moving. This. Zinho made noise, and Yakindar would have heard that.
They've
directed him. Yakindar says, Molodoi, come get it. This is your moment to remember. Molodoi with all 5.
And he's even starting to like play with the crowd a bit and smile and wave to them. Like, that is so cool. And also worth pointing out, that is an AWP ace where he literally hits every shot and never has to reload, which is so rare. It is so rare to have that, right? And in an era of Counter-Strike where it feels like there are so many AWPers that are struggling. Like, even Device, when I was watching him at this tournament, he just missed quite a few shots sometimes. He's still probably like an above-average AWPer. He's a pretty good AWPer. But so many AWPers are struggling that having a Molodoi in your team is such a big advantage, right? And that's before you get into the way that I think Keisarato and Yakindar work together is just really, really good. It really weirdly works because Keisarato is such a steady, reliable player who always wants to be in control of the situation. And Yakindar is like the complete opposite. So you have star riflers on both sides, and that dynamic works really well. It's kind of almost reminiscent of when you would have Yakindar and Jame on the same team, and Yakindar would just go do his craziness, and then Jame would just sit elsewhere and just be able to kind of benefit off that, right? Because there's aggression going on elsewhere, so Jame can just hold the position. Kind of feels like that happens with Keisarato now on this team. And the big question was, really the biggest question was, what is the team play going to look like on this team? Surely it will look terrible. And yeah, it hasn't. It's actually been really solid.
It's
like
kind of
here,
HP.
you're going to see.
And he goes.
It's an A execute from Mongols. Look at how Furia trade this.
Tries to play it into the site. You would have loved it if he could even get out.
Fallen gets one. Yuri gets one back from
with
stairs.
one. Instead, though, Yuri
falls back.
hot on the heels of his captain with
and Yakindar comes in and takes the stairs position after he hears this spam from Techno. Figures he can get onto this position, onto this
trade.
angle.
At least keeps this in a 4-on-4. Second swing.
He pops up for a kill.
The stairs. This time out of Yakindar as he plays it forward.
He goes down, but immediately Yuri's able to spam the smoke to trade back again.
Every kill getting punished and clawed back by Yuri over here in Connect.
And Keisarato even gets the spam.
The spam connects. Won't quite deny the plant though.
Nothing's impossible.
Especially not with the form we've had at a 9-10 here in Chengdu. And you want him to start strong. 1 versus 3. That would be a way to do it. First shot lands.
9-10 honestly plays it really damn well, but Molodoi, again, is just so consistent and just doesn't seem to feel pressure for some reason.
Follow up. Molodoi equally as quick, and that's how it is up against it. Molodoi
On his, and at times, very nice shots from 9-10. A good attempt at keeping this game flawless for the
Like,
moment.
that's not an easy shot to hit. He didn't get that much to look at. That's an impressive kill from Molodoi, and yeah, he's just been a revelation on this team, seriously. Here in this one, we have Yuri pushed into ramp, and that just means Yakindar can fully focus on this side, which is going to work nicely.
Keisarato has got to be ready for this.
Yakindar catches them on the cockpit.
And again, it's the fact that you have the initial aggression in the round with Yuri pushed into ramp. Yakindar doesn't really have to help too much on A. He can fully focus on con, and yeah, they kind of go through the smoke straight into him. But I think this series showed a really good example of how something I pointed out in the Spirit video was I didn't think they did a good job at controlling the game and seeming like the team that were the cohesive team, if you like, the actual 5-man lineup against the stand-in. Furia did that really well today. And you see in rounds like that, it's just you've got some information. You know that the Mongols are going to take some risks, right? They're playing with a stand-in. They're just going to play some like random YOLO-style CS. I can't believe I've just said YOLO in the current year. That's not ideal. But, you know, stick with it. Stick with me, guys. I promise. I promise I'm not that much of a boomer, okay? But seriously, like, they did a really good job at that. And this is a nice example where because Yuri is pushed into ramp, it means you have a player who can just solely focus on connector. Whereas maybe if you were playing with, you know, Yuri just back towards CT and Yakindar towards stairs, he wouldn't be able to get these kills as easily. But instead, he's in the perfect position to lock it down, right? Here into round 10.
You know, Molodoi not over towards Catwalk as he has been in previous...
Yeah, Molodoi is so good at picking different spots. I'm curious how much of it is Fallen kind of telling him where to go. There might be a decent part of that, but still, it's working, so I don't care what it is either way. Puts the smoke down at a really good time here also. This is another thing, because you can see Furia are clearly about to go for this mid-aggression and this mid-play. So you want this smoke down so that you don't lose the site quickly while your teammates are really far away. So again, clearly, the plans and the communication is there on this team.
This B side.
And you're going to see Fallen on the minimap. He's starting to move up through short to be ready to go ahead and help on this mid-play.
But just getting down now. And if we know the Mongols like we do, that's...
And the smoke down, boom, it means as they go through...
Just getting down now. And if we know the Mongols like...
He's going to get a pretty easy kill off of this.
We do, that smoke doesn't scare...
Nice kill, and now these players can quickly come back while he's got this frag. It means that they can get back into short.
Maybe the AWP will.
Keisarata lands a nice shot. Okay, that smoke timing isn't great from the Mongols. Listen, they're playing with the stand-in. We know the situation.
Oh, provides cover. 9-10, suddenly the only man actually left.
But then, Molodoi gets on that angle.
In the apartments, and that bomb...
Realizes they're not committing through the smoke because he's put this smoke down. And that's because the Mongols, they're trying to make this round funky, as they should. They should try and make all the rounds weird and make Furia uncomfortable, right? When you're playing with a stand-in, that's what you have to do. You've just got to make heads-up plays. You've just got to try and get reads, try and get into weird spots. So they're going to try and come back towards
Going back with Blitz.
But look at how quickly they read this. Yakindar quickly realizes... I need to go back because the A site is vulnerable right now.
Try and link up with Techno, who's...
And not only that, he starts walking, by the way. He starts walking in towards top
lot
mid,
of ground out here.
Realizing they might have rotated back over.
They've got to do something with it now. Furia fully chomped down on this B hit, so at bare minimum,
Now Yuri tries to get into position,
should
loses this fight,
for a bomb.
And this is where I feel like this is the sort of situation that we saw yesterday. Like Spirit would seemingly just kind of lose out in this situation. It would get a bit out of hand. But Yakindar, again, he's so active and his reads are so good right now. He's just walked into top mid. He's hearing this guy, 9-10, who was in B apps, running all the way back.
Has just guaranteed
so
that.
He's just going to walk behind him.
This might be the kill for Yakindar on the flank as well. 9-10 doesn't realize Yakindar can't run too early, but he takes his shot.
Walks behind him, gets the kill. Now this round is so much easier because you have Yakindar flanking and you know that these players are stuck somewhere towards the site. You have a 4v2.
To shoot him in the back of the head. 2v4 now in this post pop. Pick your positions wisely.
At bare minimum, you know you got to fight on this wrap round. Blitz knows he has a chance to find that 2-on-3 here.
It helps that Yakindar is just locked in. Also, his aim is looking very good.
Now, but he's shut down. And so Techno, 1v4, ace clutch required. Catches the first man in. Techno... aware
and
of
even here, they're pretty patient in the way they approach this.
Ramp flank.
And then they realize it's plotted safe. Just
Here's the footsteps in behind him as well. He's got a lot of info to work with here, but that bomb's being stuck and there's nothing Techno can hope to do about it.
And again, it's just a really good example of Furia not getting lost in the source, being the team that have team play, and also giving their players freedom, or I guess Yakindar just having the freedom to feel like he can make a read on the situation, right? And go ahead and start walking into top mid, right? And even initially, clearly they had the plans in place to be able to get the information into top mid, right? Like so many cool things there just in that one round.
More value than just his score would dictate, right? He's been pressuring mid. How about this?
Here in this one, they go for this opening move, Yakindar. Smoke gets wiped.
Just charging top mid with a nade on the smoke.
They have the flash as well.
But it's
actually, it doesn't work though. They actually go down in this round.
Too late. He had his chance. Waiting.
Very important that the Mongols find something on the back
from
of
here,
this.
Molodoi, actually, rare miss from him. He gets caught out.
They've got a 5v3.
And this is the other thing they have. is Queserato quickly realizes we're down 3v5. Okay, I've got to take a risk. I've got to do something. They have players who have the ability to just turn rounds by themselves. And it's basically all of the players, except maybe Fallen, although sometimes even Fallen seems to pull out a random round. So even he can do it sometimes. But Queserato quickly realizes the urgency of the situation, smokes the molly.
It goes untraded.
Okay.
Push out of Queserato.
And boom. Sick transfer, first and foremost. But secondly,
Yorp here, but he
look how quickly like
smoked
Fallen's
off
got
as well.
the flash
Very
ready.
important that the Mongols find something on the back of this round.
I think he was maybe ready to flash for Molodoi anyway, but Queserato quickly realizes, yeah, okay, we were going for this flash play anyway. I've really just got to make this flash
They've
play
got a 5v3 that goes untraded.
okay.
Push out of Queserato.
Oh, no.
Simple but effective, and like you're right back in the round.
Back for a mid. Case that the Mongols work for, that they
And
put
again, it turns into another weird situation.
all their util on the line
Like
for.
Techno ends up walking
on that
into
mid
B,
push.
but they have this A side. So Furia are convinced it's B. They start
It's
rotating, but the Mongols have left the bomb, so there's all sorts of weirdness.
In a good position.
Up to retake.
And Techno just gets onto
They
the
think
site while this is
hard
happening.
for the bomb. Furia will continue to fall for this fake glory.
And then
There's
the bomb starts coming towards B,
bombs coming
and Techno
in.
gets a
They
kill.
don't know. Oh, it might not matter if Techno gets the glory. There's one right behind him.
And when you learn about Yuri in the apartments,
Obviously, once Yuri gets this kill, now you probably realize, okay, the Mongols are probably going to go A.
I mean,
what
now,
you would think,
surely Fury are thinking,
right? You would think it's probably A at this point, but Furia,
say, Mazzinho might actually
I think they just realized the round is so weird and complicated that they're like, okay, maybe there is just a weird late B thing
get
going
an
on.
empty B site.
No
you can
way.
hear the footsteps. Is about to
So
leave.
Yuri actually sticks around and throws a molly here because there's such little time left.
Oh,
And he
there's
gets
the
the info. And again, it's another example of not getting too confused, right? Not getting like caught up in the Mongols game of just making the game chaotic, right? If you just rotate over to A, you don't have the info and suddenly it does get confusing.
Oh.
Instead,
and a lucky spot
there's low
indeed.
time. The Mongols don't actually have Blitz here to help.
As Yuri plays it forward, he knows this fight has to happen. You can't plant. And with
And boom,
Mazzinho
takes the risk,
dead,
and that'll win the round. Again, another good example of them staying on top, staying in control, not letting themselves just get pulled across the map in all the weirdness.
Furia Blitz in a strong
Here in
position
this one, we get a B split. T side now for Furia.
despite low health. SMG's got to tear through Furia if Mongols want a chance in this map.
Kindar in first through short. Nice kill there. Good aim.
there's the opening out of your
Now,
kid.
you do still have Fallen. Sometimes, okay, I said the rifling earlier. I said the rifling has been surprisingly decent from Fallen. You sometimes get this.
Fallen also takes up position over here on short. Will fall down.
Oh dear.
And the booster
But again,
blitz. Fallen also takes
the nice thing is, not only do you have your Kindar who can just make early plays in the round, but Queserato is always there. He
up
is
position
always
over
there
here on
to
short.
help
Will
turn
fall
rounds.
down.
Oh dear.
And the booster blitz nets them another.
Really nice transfer. Fallen got assists, to be fair.
Queserato again on these transfers,
And then Molodoi, okay.
trying to claw it back.
I don't know who taught this guy to clutch. I mean, I guess he's got the professor on his team, okay? I guess he's got the professor on his team. He's been taking lessons. Everyone loves that, by the way. Everyone loves saying that, of course.
Molodoi left up in the clutch. 1v2.
But look at the way he approaches this, man. He has a smoke and 30 seconds.
Wrapping around on short, arms themselves with the Galil. Mazzinho could be
Initially just looks to see if they'll give him a fight, which
threatening
they
here.
won't.
As Molodoi
Then realizes,
tries to play in.
because he's up high, he can actually
waiting to
drop
pincer
this
him.
smoke and get back into cover before it blooms,
You just can't have
right? And there's a chance this could even like cause a peak, which is what he's hoping for
9-10 go too soon.
But he
Is he-
also puts it in a
Yeah,
perfect
holding on for a
spot
cross.
because now he's got a wall here, so he spots that player on short.
Fires off.
He can pretty
Furley,
much
but-
just fully focus and hope that he doesn't get flanked, which is quite unlikely.
Molodoi
He can fully focus on one angle. So now instead of it being a 2v1 on two separate angles, he's actually going to have a chance to get a fair fight. Like, he's not going to get caught off guard by a quick trade or a quick flank or something.
Will make it into the site up
Quick
close.
adjustment.
Deals with 9-10. He's got 10 seconds to try and line this one up.
Oh!
Fake plant and flick over through the
And
smoke.
that's Molodoi for you. In the blink of an eye, it's all
He had to get pushed into waving to the crowd, okay? There's still some work there.
ripped away.
But he gave the heart. He gave the heart. You love to see it. You're so happy to see it. But seriously, that is really a really impressively played clutch. Like, that is not a clutch where he had the 1v2 and I mean, yes, he had the information, but it's not one where it's like easy to know how to play it, right? And it's just so impressive to me that he's able to do that. Here in this, we go into overpass. This B execute, I'm really impressed with how Furia have been able to nail all their timings. And they have had a fair bit of time together as a team, but just look at the utility in this round and how late it is. And also, how quickly
Furia have to keep their head
they're able to move into this B site off their
on their
utility,
shoulders in this T side. Solution to B right now. Team that love to use a nade stacks.
So boom, initially 3 nades into this back pillar position. This is now already one spot you actually don't really have to worry about. It's almost certain there's no one
on
here.
the pillar.
Then we get these flashes to the right side of Monster for these closer players.
And pop out the Monster.
You can see him, Xenio is indeed blind, because we're also getting flashes coming in from this side that are going to land on towards the pillar. Controllers gets 1 kill, but boom,
this
he's
3-man
blind.
hold.
And now we have a molly into barrels while all this is happening.
Could
These
get
players are onto the site. And
there's
of course, there's a heaven smoke. Like, there is so much going on here. Pretty much every Mongols player has been fighting through utility here on this B
Support
hold.
from Blitz. He's dead.
And boom. Great second kill from Molodoy.
Toppled. And so another chance at a round here for Furia. We got
And
a
now this is a hard retake. You got
long
this
way to
smoke
make
down.
it up for the last one. See if you can make it better.
Fallen ends up peeking here off
Coming
of,
into this with next
I think
to
just some
nothing,
contact
getting
from
out with
Yuri.
a bomb plant. It's not bad, but let's see if you can make it better. Techno dead on the push.
And boom. They've got it. But all that util, it's like really impressive how quickly they were able to scale off that, right? That is what is impressive to me.
Streak. Head in hands for the whole of Mongols.
And again, more examples of how they know that the Mongols, especially on this map, because it's Furia's pick, they're going to try and get up in your face. They're going to try and disrupt
that was
you.
a near eco win. Furia
So
keep
look, a simple way to deal with that. You know that there's going to be a lot of mid-aggression in this game.
up this streak.
Quick boost for your Kindar.
Not
You don't see it, but he ends up getting the opening kill off the back of that boost.
bad time to down thickens of the way with
How do
And then later on in the round,
up with the goods. He looks to deliver you
I can't explain this
around.
one as much.
in the wrong direction.
But
Would
you'll see on the mini-map, Keserato just seems to decide to walk through the
be
smoke.
enough to get rid of Fallen here.
It's crazy. Fallen. Keserato runs out Mon.
If you can do that, then I ain't going to question it. I ain't going to question it. Again, the mechanics of Keserato. Oof. Oof. So good. So clean.
On the map.
So much frustration in this game. I really can't
910 was getting tilted this game, by the way. He was getting tilted to start with.
blame the Mongols for
And
feeling
again, you're
that
going to see Yakindar, like, this high-risk style.
way. Yakindar does not respect
Goes
this
through with the
mid-smoke.
flash,
He
boom,
does not
gets the
wait.
opener.
Yakindar. They run right past Con, but they
Then
go
from here,
back
they
and
keep
check it out.
Second kill found. And yeah, it is a very high-risk style that Yakindar plays, and we know that. But when it's used correctly, and when it's put to use, which it clearly is in this team, it is more often more impactful than not, right? Like, I think he's getting success with these plays more often than not, and when he gets the success, it is huge, especially on the T side, right? T side of Overpass, it's huge to have rounds like that. It seriously is, right? And he clearly is just playing with so much confidence, and also, the thing I like about it is, it's just exerting yourself onto the game, right? Like, the Mongols can't make their crazy, risky, aggressive plays when you're doing stuff like that. They just can't. They're not going to be able to, right? It's not going to be allowed, which is what we like to see. It is what we like to see.
Team
Here in this one.
in a chaotic round for the Mongols, it might get worse.
Now again, this is where, like, Yakindar sometimes does
chaotic
this.
round for the Mongols, it might get worse.
Would I like you to just get away with the 1 kill and fall back? Yes. But also, I know that I've signed Yakindar on the team.
Yakindar
So I know
re-swing.
that he's going to re-swing. And to be honest, he kind of whiffs a bit there. He probably should get that kill. It's not a bad fight. Let's be real.
Hey, that's the Yakindar way.
But again, you see then, you just have Molodoy.
Could have gone out with
the
one
next
there.
player.
Yeah, considering how problematic Yakindar has been for the Mongols across this series, it's great that Controllers is able to rival him.
And Molodoy
Great that
gets
he's
the
able to
kill.
match up.
And then, this is what was impressive to me, and why I think Fallen can't be fully just like micromanaging this guy, is he quickly like realizes
That's
how
your
to
top
manage this
More
situation.
than just one man.
First, he puts that molly into Con.
And
Then we get this flash into mid, I think from Keserato, which means he can repeat
in this
here.
Furia
Then
squad,
he realizes this isn't really a good fight, so
But
he actually
everyone
smokes this off
is-
while Yuri has pushed into B short.
having their
So
round.
now, with this molly down, he can actually peek
Everyone's
behind the
having their
molly
moments.
and know that the player's going to be at a further away angle.
And so sure, you're able to beat
He
your kid.
gets that kill, and now he's going to get away.
But then you go running.
There were a lot of decisions he had to make there in a very quick amount of time. He had players on both sides communicating to him, and he was able to like figure out everything that was going on and use his utility really effectively to make sure he got a good fight for him. Like, that is very impressive. That's the sort of stuff that you don't always see from rookie AWPers stepping up to the top level, right? That's the sort of stuff where normally they have the mechanics, but they don't necessarily have that. They don't necessarily have the brain for it, right?
Pressure on, he's not being quiet about this.
And we'll show you the final 2v2.
Hoping again that they can tee up Molidoy to find that kill that brings him in. And there he is with it, lightning
good kill from
fast.
above.
If you blink, you
That bomb is ticking.
miss it. Molidoy closing in. One chance to make this happen. One shot, and he nails it.
No way.
So close. He had to be that quick.
Once again, he is so quick, but also so calm to be able to sit and wait to be able to land that shot. Like, what a feel-good story for Furia. And again, like, Fallen at his grand old age, still on a top team. And again, like, Furia are, I can't even call them a dark horse, really. They're at the point now where everyone knows they are one of the best teams in the world. They are going to compete for any trophy. And it's just so unbelievable. The story of it is so unbelievable. And I think sometimes we need to sit back and remember what everyone thought this team was going to be when it was first announced. We genuinely thought this was Queserato wasting his career, right? And this is the other thing. There was always the chance that Queserato at some point was going to like drop off a little bit, right? And that's not against Queserato at all. That's because he has been at such a high standard over the entirety of his career that we were worried he was never really going to get on a team that like consistently could compete for trophies in the way it should. Right? It looked like Furia were just not making strides in that direction. So I'm just so happy for everything around this roster. Like, everything surrounding this roster is great. Getting the resurgence of Yakindar, who has always been like just so lovely as a guy, great personality. Fallen is so great. Like, everyone on this team is so likable. And they are just the team that I think everyone in Counter-Strike can unite around right now and say, that puts a smile on my face. And sometimes that's what you need, okay? Sometimes that's what you need. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. And I'll catch you next time.